Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Fluently Forward Misinformation Edition. I am joined by my friend Zoe here in Denver. Welcome to the show. How you doing?
I am so happy to be here. Thank you so much. I'm happier every time I'm here.
This is like our third time recording, but I'm so happy to have Zoe on. We did an episode over on her podcast, Broken Spine Social Club. It was all about this like specific priesty erotica book that we've both read. So go check out our episode over there if you're into literature, books, analysis of it. You have a phenomenal podcast.
Thank you so much.
I'm so excited to do that. We met here in Denver because you have been a floozy technically.
I have been a floozy. Yeah. I've been a floozy for years, in fact.
You're like, before Fluently Forward came out, I was floozying it up all the time.
Exactly.
Actually.
Absolutely. This is part of me. This is my persona.
But I was just so excited when we met and we immediately bonded.
Totally.
And
I think it's a testament to parasocial relationships.
Honestly, sometimes when you know, because sometimes people reach out and they're like, hey, like we should grab a drink or something. I feel like we would really get on. And yeah, they're right. Like we
Totally.
would. Because haven't you had that feeling where you're listening to a podcast and you're like, I just know in my fucking bones, I would be friends with this person.
I have had that feeling, specifically with yourself.
And now here we are.
I also have that feeling with Lily Reinhart.
Thank God you said it.
Do you feel this? Should we call her?
I started following her on TikTok and I realized that Lily Reinhart from Riverdale is like, I want to make an entire episodes of celebrities I would fuck with and also fuck. And she falls in the middle of that Venn diagram.
Yes.
She's so funny. Like, first of all, the way that she was dating Cole Sprouse, who sucks donkey dick. Like, I've done so many episodes about how much I hate this. Yeah.
I want him to fucking can someone United Healthcare Cole Sprouse? He needs to be taken off this earth.
He is so unbelievably annoying.
Awful.
Like, I hate the Sprouse twins. But then she started dating this guy, Jack Martin, on TikTok, who made fun of him and looks like a hotter version of him, winning. She also makes TikToks where she goes to the Shrek raves, or
yes.
You know that iconic sound where it's like it's trending and it's like, yeah, you know what? Hell yeah. And it was like, she was like me when I found lesbian porn on Tumblr as a kid.
And the caption was like, I blamed it on my sister's friend.
Every TikTok she makes, I'm like, I just feel like I would vibe with you so well.
Yeah,
I think
truly.
She's also talked about being neurodivergent in some way.
Yeah, I think so.
Or bisexual.
She's definitely bisexual. Can't confirm that.
She just seems literally like the cool. I love Lily Reinhart.
Same. She can do no wrong to me. I am obsessed with her. I really think that we'd get along so fucking well.
Yeah. All right. She comes to Denver. We kidnap her.
That's
done.
Taken care of.
Okay. Well, God, I'm so excited. We've never talked about that before. I love Lily Reinhart.
I'm actually shocked we haven't talked about that either, because I love Lily Reinhart. I think about her all the time. Yeah. And I've messaged her and I have said, I love you. I think we'd be great friends.
Can I tell you, I do that to celebrities all the time. Like, I get at least one martini in me. And even before, I can't do it now because I have the podcast, but back when I was just listening to podcasts, I would full on message creators and be like, you're probably never going to see this, but that episode when you said this, I've gone through, it meant so much. I feel like we would get on, even if you don't read this, just have a nice life. I like you so much.
That's so lovely. That's really
cringe.
Nice.
You know how some people cyberbully?
Yeah.
I cyber gas up when I've had drinks.
Ooh, you're a girl's girl.
Huh. I guess so.
I think so. You know what I mean?
No. Because here's the thing. I've said that I love Lily Reinhart. Give me 5 seconds and I'll start talking about how much I hate insert celebrity here.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
So I'm not really a girl's girl. I wish I could say I was. But Lily Reinhart, fuck yes to her.
Absolutely.
Tom Hanks,
fuck no to him. Absolutely fuck no to him.
So like we said, this is the misinformation episode. And I thought it could be really fun. We talk about typical celebrity conspiracy theories that are out and about, like Avril Lavigne is dead, or I don't know, what's another classic one?
Oh, Justin Trudeau is Fidel Castro's son.
That's a good one. Mm-hmm. That's a really good one. Mm-hmm. And all of these ones are really well known, but you know what isn't well known? Things that haven't yet been spoken.
True. Logically.
So I last night came up, you guys wrote in over on Instagram a list of celebrities that you would like to hear conspiracy theories about, and I just kind of let myself run wild with it, okay? Because if the podcast gets canceled, it gets canceled. You know, it was my time, you know, it was meant to be. So keep in mind, if you're going to continue listening, this is a misinformation episode and everything on here is not true.
Right.
But it could come true.
Exactly. We don't control the future.
So let's start. I'm going to walk you through these different conspiracy theories I've come up with. And then I want you to rank them on a scale of I don't believe it to I believe it.
Okay.
Nothing in the middle.
There's no maybe. It's either yes or no.
It's either a Tom Hanks or a Lily Reinhart.
Leap of faith. Ooh, okay, done. That's how I'll rank them.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks or Lily Reinhart.
Or in the middle, it could be a celebrity you're neutral about. So the very first conspiracy theory I have, hold on, let me get into character. And I'm going to like really try to convince you guys of this. Okay. It's not a conspiracy theory I have. It's a goddamn fact. Okay, here we go. Taylor Swift is an environmental terrorist. We've known this, right? Her private jet usage is out of control. I think she has 2, maybe 3 of them. If she's not using one, she's renting it out to people, you know, bastardizing our entire atmosphere. Now, something that you might know is that she has a publicist, a very famous, beautiful redhead. I would do the same things to her that I would do to Lily Reinhart. And her publicist's name is Tree Paine. Tree, like the tree, and then Paine with an E at the end of it. That's not a coincidence. Nothing is. Tree Paine is her publicist because Taylor Swift wants the trees to suffer and feel pain. That's why she picked her as her publicist, because Taylor Swift hates the environment. You can see this all throughout her lyrics.
We also know that Taylor Swift does not do things half-assed.
If
there is one moment who is overthinking fucking everything, it's Taylor Swift.
She's a mastermind.
She is.
When it comes to destroying the environment, okay? So take a look at some of her lyrics, right? The song Lavender Haze. And it's not about bearding. It's not about Joe Alwyn. It's about setting fire to a field of lavender. And the smoke is the haze that comes up. And this is what she desires. It's a manifestation song. She wants to set the world on fire. Number 2, Snow on the Beach. This is, once again, a manifestation song. She wants the climate to be in such, you know, ice age back and forth that you go to the beach and it's snowing because she wants the environment to suffer. It's just who she is.
It's who she is.
She has a song called Willow. Life was a willow and it bent right to your wind. She wants the trees to fall. She wants them to suffer.
Just like, and we've seen all hurricane season.
Yes.
Wind.
And it bent right to your wind.
It really did.
Taylor might be doing that, okay? Lastly, what does Taylor Swift want people to do more than anything? She wants them to stream her music. And by releasing all of these different variants of Tortured Poets Department, taking away streams from Billie Eilish and Charlie XCX, she's taking streams away from other artists. She's taking streams away from other artists. She's taking streams away. She wants us to be in a drought. She wants the rivers to dry up. Once again, this is a manifestation technique, and she wants our environment to suffer. Taylor Swift is an eco-terrorist. Thank you. I've made my case.
Lily Reinhart.
That's
a Lily Reinhart for me.
Yeah.
That one's full LR. I've gone full
believe
LR.
it.
Believe 100%. I think that she makes people, but why does she make people buy so much shit?
Because she's an eco-terrorist.
She's an eco-terrorist. She's an eco-terrorist.
She's a billionaire. You know, people like to say she's different because she writes music that I can relate to.
Yeah. People write Chat GPT. I can relate to that when I put in the right prompt. But
yeah,
that doesn't excuse you from eco-terrorism.
The way that I've developed a relationship with Chat GPT.
Oh, I use it for everything.
Me too.
I had one the other day. I had a friend, we were conversing about someone in her life that she no longer wanted to have a relationship with and trying to establish a boundary. And I was like,
a friend or an ex?
A friend.
Okay.
A friend. And she was like, I'm not quite sure how to say it, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, just put it into ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Like if I'm like negotiating in my job for something and I don't know how to say, no, that's too much money, do it less. The businesswoman I am, I put it into ChatGPT and like, what is the most polite, professional way to say this? And just having the validation.
I love ChatGPT, and I know it's bad for the environment. I'm so sorry that it is. I also can't stop using it, and also for stupid things, but I use it really well. Like the way I use ChatGPT, I honestly should do an episode on it because people are like, damn, you use it really well.
You should.
But even the tiniest things were like, I was a little bit high the other night and I was eating my favorite snack to eat when I'm high, which is a Rice Krispie treat.
Oh, whoa.
Also Lily Reinhart's vagina, but also the Rice Krispie
with
treat.
a side of.
with a side of Lily Reinhart. And the Rice Krispie treat is just, it's the texture of it and it's the density of it. It's my favorite mouthfeel.
That's a really.
So I wanted to
test
chat
that out.
GPT
Yeah.
and I was like, Rice Krispie, what has a similar mouthfeel in terms of like density and like chewiness, but also like a little bit of give?
Lily Reinhardt's vagina.
And they said it's Lily Reinhardt's vagina. So hence the quest to try and meet her. All right. Are you ready for our next conspiracy
Yes.
theory? I have two about Ariana Grande, your biggest
Excellent.
fan. Do you want to tell the class why you're so obsessed with Ariana Grande lately?
Wicked.
Oh.
It's Wicked. Wicked has I was never a hater, but I certainly was not a fan.
Okay.
She really I had my criticisms.
For what reason? Like you hated that damn ponytail or what?
To be honest, like this is very like on my like high horse.
Okay.
The whole like Black Iana, like the blackfishing thing, I was like, how is she fucking getting away with this? It was like, I have friends on a very liberal leftist side of the spectrum who are like, she's amazing, I love her. And I'm like, she's like blackfishing
Yeah.
full on. And I
The
did not
juice
get it.
box quote.
Oh, about the quenched.
The fact that she has had so many different, I don't even want to call them eras, but like the voice changes is
Yes.
so like sinister and uncanny valley. And even like this whole transatlantic Glinda thing that's going on right
Yeah.
now, like the fact that there is someone out there and we don't know what she's weirder than Austin Butler, you know?
Oh, totally. Totally.
I'll admit there's some things that men get away with, right? Like for example, like Pete Davidson branding himself and getting tattoos of the names of Kim Kardashian's children. I'm still not over that. I stayed there. If a woman did that, immediate conservatorship. But the way that Austin Butler just had like one voice and we gave him so much grief, and Ariana Grande has had not 7 rings, 7 voices.
Ooh,
like,
very good.
I think it changes all the time. Like I have no idea who she is. It's to the
Yeah.
point that it kind of unsettles me because
Same. She's like a robot.
yeah, when people aren't authentic, it just kind of makes me like a little uneasy. But yeah, I mean, I'm being hexed by a bunch of different Ariana Grandes. That's why I have 3 different pimples above my lip.
Yes, of course.
Because I made this video saying that on TikTok that I think Ariana Grande is getting away with everything because she is white and tiny. And it's the combo of both. Because for example, like not to be like the trauma Olympics, but all female celebrities have had insanely traumatic things happen to them. I always say Megan Thee Stallion was shot. Could you
Yes.
imagine if Olivia Rodrigo got shot and how different it would be,
Totally.
interpreted by people?
Totally.
Rihanna beaten by Chris Brown. The entire world saw the photos. Britney Spears in a conservatorship by her own family for 13 years. And they're not treated, they're not given the same grace and like, oh my God, holding space for the lyrics of Defying Gravity. Like, how are you guys doing? Like, so gentle. But Ariana Grande gets it. And I understand she's been through a lot of trauma, but so have a lot of other women. Like, for example, FKA Twigs being abused by Shia LaBeouf. She's tiny, but she's not white. She's black. So I don't think
Exactly.
she got the same sympathy. Kesha being abused by Dr. Luke. She's white, but she's not tiny. You know, she's like 5'9" or something. So I think that it's that combo and cosplaying as Glinda that is allowing Ariana Grande to skirt around the fact that she's with a man who was very recently married and just had a young baby.
And I'll tell you, it's working for me. It is full on. I saw that Wicked movie twice,
Yeah.
and I was like, she's never done wrong.
But I
And
hate
she never would.
even though I know she's done all of this stuff, she is really in some sort of charming era. And also her relationship with Bowen Yang, I feel like is giving
Yes.
her a little bit of like a comedic edge. How well she did on SNL.
That
like
SNL, I haven't even watched the full episode. I've only seen clips on TikTok.
Yeah.
And every single skit I see is better than the last.
she did a really good
She
job.
did such a good job.
She's undeniably, unbelievably talented. And I think if you're going to cancel a celebrity, talent is always going to outweigh whatever problematic thing that they've done.
Yeah.
Which is why, for example, just because we came off of it, Tortured Poets Department, in my opinion, the album kind of sucked, which is why Taylor Swift being coked out at the Grammys and like shaking Jack Antonoff like a rag doll and being so annoying to Lana Del Rey. That's why it was so annoying. If the album was incredible, people would be like, oh, the behavior was fine. You
No,
know?
I totally agree. And I think
Yeah.
that is it with Ariana this current era. Like, I'm like, oh, she's such a professional. This
Yeah.
is something she's been working towards so hard.
But
over
you
the
know
past
what?
however
She
many
did do such a
years.
good fucking job with Wicked. Like,
She was so good.
right.
It's the right. It's the one she's like, la la. That's what
Yes.
I'm using your podcast for. La la. And she's like,
Doing the backstroke on the ground. I'm obsessed. I can't stop listening to it.
same.
Well, that's the first conspiracy, is that they injected something addictive into the Wicked soundtrack.
Lily Reinhart.
Lily Reinhart. Number 2, I have 2 conspiracy theories on Ariana Grande. There was a phase back when she was triggering you, when she would only show the left side of her face. It was like her side, and there were all of these memes. Even like if a cameraman was panning to a shot, she would keep moving her face so only the left side showed. And people just kind of joked about it. Like she's, album art, everything. Only the left side of her face would be the side that she would show, her good side. There's a reason for that. She's wanted to be in Wicked ever since she was a little kid. She's wanted to be Glinda. Elphaba sings in Defying Gravity, "So if you care to find me, look to the western sky." And that's why Ariana Grande is always showing the left side of her face, because she's looking to the western sky, which means that the left side of her face is exposed. Method acting.
I would believe that.
That's a Lily
That's
Reinhart.
a Lily Reinhart for me. Based on everything you know, again, this woman is a professional.
Yeah.
I think she from day one has wanted this role. I think she's always wanted to be in Wicked, and it would not surprise me at all if she has been setting this up unbeknownst to us.
Looking to the western sky.
Literally looking to the western sky, looking for Elphaba.
Yeah. I hope she found her. But the thing is, only once Act 2 is out can she show the right side of her face.
That's true. Wow, I wonder what it looks like. Yeah. I wonder if it's like really, like I know she looks young, but I wonder if it's because it's been in shadow. It looks like a baby face.
She did the Substance, but just on the left side of her face, and the right side is like 80 years old or something,
Okay, if you were to substance yourself, who would you come out as? Who would come out of you, I should say?
What, like, younger person would come out of me? Well, it's hard because like I'm already like so young and hot. So maybe like a baby.
Just a small child.
Okay, so they would have to be, can I say something? Like, I feel so old. I only know of like Sabrina Carpenter and Olivia Rodrigo. Like, no, but like who's
what
young?
about a Fanning sister? I feel like the younger one.
Oh
Elle?
yeah,
I think
would
Elle
love
could.
that.
Yeah, I think
I would love to.
you could substance Elle.
People on TikTok say I look like Gwyneth Paltrow. I do not get that IRL, so there must be something about like the TikTok camera. So maybe I crawled out of Gwyneth.
Maybe you're the substance.
But then Apple Paltrow is my substance.
Crawling out of you. Oh my God, it's turtles all the way down.
Did you hear Apple Paltrow is a huge bitch?
Yes. I saw that. I saw her photos from the debutante ball in Paris.
So people were talking on Reddit. I heard back when I was in college, I dated this guy who like grew up in LA, like very, very rich, blah, blah, blah. And he went to Harvard Westlake School. I think it's like this big ritzy like school in LA where like fancy people go. And apparently Apple Paltrow went there, but she was like racist and bullying someone in the school so bad that she got kicked out of the school and she had to graduate from another school. This is rumors. This isn't a Lily Reinhart. This is a rumor.
This is a Tom Hanks. Wait, no,
Yeah,
wait. That's not the right criteria.
What would be one in the middle? Who's someone that you feel completely mid about?
Penn Badgley.
Penn Badgley, right?
Penn Badgley.
Badgley.
This is how neutral I feel about him. Can't even care to pronounce his name.
So I heard things, but I haven't really looked into it. But I heard that Apple Paltrow is huge bitch.
I unfortunately would believe that. Listen, this is probably my most unpopular take that I have. I have a big soft spot for Gwyneth Paltrow. I don't know what it is about her.
Me too. Yeah. I also have a soft spot for her.
I think she's cool. I think she's funny. I think she's self-aware. I think that Goop has issues, but I like that she's doing something completely weird and out there and she's just completely owned it. Mm-hmm. But I can't imagine that Apple Paltrow is a bit of a bitch.
I think Gwyneth Paltrow is, first of all, there's something about me that just kind of admires a selfish woman. That's why like Martha Stewart, Naomi Campbell, like I'm just kind of drawn by women who are like, I'm greedy and like that's what it is because I admire it because I don't have it, but I aspire to it, right?
Right.
And I will also say too, I think Gwyneth Paltrow is weird about health and wellness kind of in a way that RFK Jr. isn't, because I feel like RFK Jr. is very much like, don't do this, don't do that, don't do that. And Goop, from the few, articles I read about it, it's less fear mongering and it's more so, there's an absolute vibe of cultural appropriation, like the typical white womanification of being like, wow, this thing that women in India or China have been doing since forever, we just found out about it in our Goop. And it's like, no, you didn't. This has been going, like, you did not discover this like Christopher Columbus, Anyway, But they're usually about adding things.
Yes,
and stuff like that.
exactly.
And it's less so like, don't you dare eat a seed oil, it's going to kill you, but more so light this candle and try this, meditation technique.
I will put anything up my vagina. If that's the health advice, okay,
Including
doctor.
Lily Reinhardt's fingers. Okay. I'm so sorry, Lily Reinhardt.
If she really vibes with us, she's gonna get it. She's gonna hear this and be like, oh, those are two normal women.
Totally normal women on a totally normal podcast.
Exactly.
All right. Do you want to hear my second Ariana Grande conspiracy
Yes,
theory?
absolutely.
All right. So this one is I inspired this one a little bit from the fable of Sleeping Beauty and how as a baby, Maleficent showed up and this witch cursed her for her life. Well, when Ariana Grande was born in Boca Raton, Florida, am I saying? I'm like slurring my words. We had a martini before this. When Ariana Grande, just like her, I'm not enunciating well because I'm embodying her spirit.
Yes, of course.
When she was born in Boca Raton, Florida, she was cursed by a witch. And this witch had this like wicked sense of humor. Yeah, that's right. I did it.
Nice.
And the witch said, every time someone repeats your name, the opposite will happen to you. So anytime it says Ariana Grande and you say her name, it actually shrinks her by like 1/1000th of a unit. Okay. So each time you say her name, she shrinks a little bit.
Oh my God.
And the more and more famous she's gotten, she's been shrinking more and more. Some people are saying eating disorder. Some people are saying, it's her eyebrows. Like that's why she looks this way. It's because of the curse. And the more and more famous she's gotten with Wicked, she's getting smaller and smaller, right? And it's because people are saying her name so much. So this is why when you look at her personal life, she's been engaged so many times because she wants to replace her last name with something else. So that way the curse won't take effect. And you might notice that in the latest Wicked movie, she went by her full real name, Ariana Grande Butera. And she's doing this to reverse the curse. She's already so small. She can't have people saying Ariana Grande more and more, shrinking her more and more. Or she needs to quickly get married to Ethan Slater. So then that way she can be Ariana Slater and then go back to normal size.
Wow. Lily Reinhardt.
Yeah, it's pretty. So you agree?
I believe she was Benjamin Buttoned at birth. Yes.
Yeah.
110%.
It's pretty crazy.
I would be interested to see how large she was at birth. Like, huge.
She was a big baby.
She was a big baby.
Wasn't there like a storybook about that, like the Big Baby or something? I think we had it as like a kid. It was like a baby. It was like Clifford the Big Red
huge
Dog
baby,
or something.
but it was a baby. I didn't read that one, but I'll put it on the TBR.
I'll have to check, but something like that. So that's the story of Ariana Grande. Now this next actor is also in a movie that's out right now, Paul Mescal.
Ooh, oh yes. Okay, let's hear this.
Well, having lived in Ireland for a while, what do people think of him?
I actually have a Paul Mescal story. Paul Mescal story
Wow.
that kills me.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Sure.
so I worked in this office building in like a very central part of Dublin. And every Friday, all of my coworkers and I would go to lunch at this pub called Donnie and Nesbitt's, which if anybody is listening from Ireland, Donnie and Nesbitt's is the best fucking lunch. Bangers and mash, fish and chips, great pints, a whole 9 yards for like a Friday lunch out with your colleagues. Anyway, next to Donnie and Nesbitt's, there's a man called Jerry, and he sells flowers. Like he has a little flower stand out on the street.
So cute.
So cute.
Yeah.
Beside Jerry, there is a cafe called Ethos that, to be honest, looks a little bit like a sanatorium. Like it's all white and creepy in there, but
Yeah.
whatever. It's Friday. We leave the office. We walk by Jerry. We walk by Ethos, give Jerry a how are ya, have our fish and chips, and I check my Instagram. And I obviously follow Jerry, being a local in this neighborhood. And Jerry took a photo with Paul Mescal.
Oh.
And so I walked out and I was like, Jerry, when did you meet Paul Mescal? And he was like, 30 minutes ago. He was like, he was sitting here in front of this cafe for 4 hours.
Oh my God.
I just strolled right by the man. I just totally didn't notice him at all.
But
and
he
I
does
want
kind
to
of look
die.
like average man hot. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And which is like absolutely my vibe. Like I don't
Yeah.
like a fucking Glenn Powell type of like.
What about Timothée Chalamet? That like structured face.
He's a little too petite for me.
Oh, Ariana Grande.
He too was cursed by the same.
Also cursed
Every
by
time
a
someone
witch.
says his name wrong,
His bone structure gets
Exactly.
sharper and his arms get skinnier.
that little bird man.
Wow. I I'm curious about Paul Mescal. Like, he's dating Gracie Abrams right now.
Yes.
But he's got like a little bit of reputation. I feel like he might be like a little bit of a fuckboy,
What's the rumor where he runs away from women? Did you see that?
Yeah, that like after he hooks up with a woman, he takes her to the park.
And then just like
And then he's like, wow, look at that bird in the tree. And then he just runs away.
takes off.
Yeah.
I believe it. I had a friend who went to high school in the same area he's from, and apparently he's lovely. Like she said, he was like in theater. He was really, really nice.
Yeah. He just seems like good vibes. He was like good vibes on SNL.
Yeah. Oh, no, wait. Sorry. I don't know why I said yeah because I haven't watched any of that.
Oh.
Was he good?
He was pretty good. I mean, like,
No Ariana Grande.
I think Ariana Grande is so good on SNL. Like, she could be a cast member.
She really could be.
Her impressions are so good. He was good too, though. I feel like he wasn't taking himself too seriously. He was like poking fun at Gladiator too. All right, do you want to hear my conspiracy theory about him?
Yes, absolutely 100% do.
So they say his name is pronounced Paul Mescal. But really, he's working on a tequila company. And he's going to change his name to Paul Mezcal. Because as we know, if you're a male actor and you start a tequila company like George Clooney or Dwayne Johnson, it's totally fine. But if you're a woman and you start a tequila company, it's cultural appropriation and you should die. So that's just the way it goes.
I would say male fame tequila company is as to female celebrity fame fragrance line.
Yeah,
I think
or
if you're-
eyeshadow
or
palette.
eyeshadow palette.
But then Harry
exactly.
Styles went and fucked it all up by putting out nail polish, and it's
God
like
damn it.
you ruined the law of harmony.
I don't that's why the years have been so weird. That was like the timeline shift event.
Yeah. So anyway, so Paul, here's the thing. Paul is going to change his name to Paul Mezcal. He's going to put out a tequila company. But what's even crazier, this is a conspiracy / prediction. Right now, he's with Gracie Abrams. There's going to be a scandal. He's going to break up with her because he will have been cheating with Madison Beer. Keep that in mind, okay? Because together, they're going to start a beer and liquor company, not being a power couple, but being a power hour couple. And they are going to get into the alcohol business together, and it's going to send shockwaves through the nation. You heard it here first. That's what's going to happen.
The only reason I'm Tom Hanksing you on this one,
Okay.
the only reason,
Yeah.
there are two reasons.
Okay.
Reason one is I don't think it's a Madison Beer thing. I think he's actually going to go with Pedro Pascal. But Pedro Pascal is going to change his last name to Mezcal as well.
Pedro Mezcal.
Exactly. And he comes from a culture which would know tequila, which would know Mezcal.
You're right.
And they were just in Gladiator together.
You've heard that Pedro Pascal is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's just say if you're a strapping young man and you see Pedro Pascal out, shoot your shot. Because
Shoot your fucking shot.
Yeah. If you're a woman, ask for an autograph. If you're a man, shoot your shot.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on to the next thing here. All right. Real quick, I wanted to have a little break for humiliation rituals.
Okay.
Now, a lot of people online talk about humiliation rituals. To me, because this is the misinformation episode, a humiliation ritual to me is anything that clenches my butthole. It doesn't mean it was a bad performance. It means that it was a really good humiliation ritual. So
yes.
here's my examples of things that I count as a humiliation ritual. When SNL had on Elon Musk and he did that monologue, that was a humiliation ritual if I've ever seen one.
That man's whole life is a humiliation ritual.
Yeah, that's why he's so famous, because he keeps doing humiliation rituals. Every time he jumps up and makes a little X and his like stomach is shown, humiliation ritual, you know?
Those pictures of him and Grimes when they were very first dating and she looks like his 12-year-old daughter.
Humiliation ritual.
Humiliation ritual.
That's why he's the richest man in the world. So much humiliation. Damn. Secondly, Miley Cyrus, I think a lot of people would think her humiliation ritual was like the performance with Robin Thicke. It was actually when she went on the Call Her Daddy interview and she kept being like, yeah, I like don't even really have that much sex anymore. And Alex Cooper was like, tell us about anal. That was a humiliation ritual.
Very good.
For Alex Cooper.
Yeah, she's got a few, in fairness.
Selena Gomez, all of her live performances, those are actually humiliation rituals, okay? Get gigapilled here, you know?
Taylor Swift's bangs.
Humiliation ritual. Her being coked out at the Grammys. Humiliation ritual.
It's making so much sense.
Yeah.
The world is so much deeper than I thought it was.
Yeah. And by the way, for you, let's say you're public speaking and you mess up or something and you're embarrassed. It wasn't a mess up. It was a great humiliation ritual. I think we could all use this in our everyday life.
I'm going to take that home with me. What's your humiliation ritual?
Oh, God. Oh, God. There's been a lot. I'll tell this one story. I think I told it on the Patreon. You know that trend that's going around on TikTok right now where it's like that Muppet who's all crazy?
Yes, and it like gets closer and closer.
Yeah, and it's like, when you call, I hear your voice. And you go through and it's an embarrassing story.
Yeah.
This, like, no joke, this was like a humiliation ritual. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Okay. I think I shared this story on TikTok. Okay. So when I was in college, Rice University, that's where I went. It was a wet campus. So like there were like 2 bars on campus basically. And pub was like this like grungy pub underneath the student center. We would like go have drinks. I don't know how we did it, but like you really didn't need an ID. Like you could just drink there.
Right.
And I would go there often. Okay. Like I partied a lot in college. I would be like, you know, kind of drunk most nights. And the pub was like dark and dim. So like you couldn't really see who we were talking to. And I met this one guy who was always at pub, and his name was, he said his name was like Yanni or something like that.
Okay, Yanni.
Yanni. So I would like talk to Yanni every time I was down there at pub. You know, nothing crazy. Like we never hooked up. We never saw each other out of pub. But like every time he was there, I'd be like, hey,
Yeah.
Yanni. We'd like talk for a bit. And then one day after a couple weeks of this, I'm sitting at a booth with my friend at pub. And I'm like, oh, there's Yanni over there. And she's like, yeah, that guy? Like in that shirt? And I'm like, yeah, that's Yanni. And she's like, Shannon, like he's in my dorm. His name is John. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I've been talking to him for months. Like he said his name was Yanni. He keeps telling me it's Yanni. She pulls him up on Facebook. Sure enough, his name's John.
Like not even Johnny.
No,
John.
not Yanni. So I go up to him and I'm like, hey, Yanni, how's it going? He's like, hey, like we're talking. And I'm like, so my friend just told me that she knows you. And then I was like, can I see your fingers? And he gets this like storm cloud look over his face, really angry. And he's like, what did you just say to me? And I'm like, oh, show me like your hands. Like, I want to see your fingers. Like, I want to make sure like you're not crossing them and like lying when I tell you, when I ask you this, because she said that your name is John, like not Yanni. He holds up his 2 hands. He's missing 2 of his fingers.
Oh no.
I had no idea because I had only ever seen him at pub when it's like dark and like, you know, like you don't really, you know, it's like a pub.
No. Yeah. He's got a drink in his
So
hand.
So in my mind, I was saying like, show me your fingers, like, because I want to make sure you're not lying to me, because why the hell did you tell me you have a different name? From his point of view, he's like, oh, my friend told me who you are. Show me your deformity.
Those 2 girls are sitting in that booth talking about my deformity.
And I never spoke to him. I forget honestly how I must have blacked out. I was so embarrassed.
My God.
I wanted the ground to swallow me whole. I was so embarrassed. But also I was like, why did you give me a fake name and then keep going
on
by
him.
your fake name for 2 weeks?
Honestly, he did you a service because that humiliation ritual gave you like 7 personality points.
That's why I have a podcast now, because I was
Exactly.
so humiliated in that moment. I was like, oh my God. But isn't that the crazy? Why would you lie to someone? And also like the name Yanni, I was like, I don't know, maybe it's some type of name I don't understand, but
No, that's on him.
yeah.
That's on him. And he did you a service. And do you know where he is today?
No. Maybe it was a figment meant to embarrass me and then he disappeared after. But like, oh my God, I wanted to die. That was when my rosacea started. I blushed so hard that I had rosacea for the rest of my life. All right, do you want to hear my next conspiracy theory?
Yes, of course I do.
This is a deep cut. Did you know that Miley Cyrus and Shakira were in a relationship
No.
of the gay variety?
Lily Reinhardt, 110%. I believe yes.
Now, here's the clue. Here's how we know. We know that Miley, she's out as I believe like bi or pan or something like that. I think she's pan. Shakira only says she's an ally, but we know that they hooked up because Miley Cyrus has that song, The Climb. It's all about the climb. You know, there's always going to be another mountain. I'm always going to want to make it move. And Shakira in her song, Whenever, Wherever, she goes, lucky for my breasts are small and humble, so you don't confuse them with mountains. The same mountains that Miley Cyrus is climbing.
Oh my
Breast
God.
mountain. And Shakira says, my breasts are small and humble, so you don't confuse them with mountains. Confusion? Mom, I'm not confused. I'm bisexual. So Miley is singing about, you know, this song, The Climb, is all about what it's like to date different women in Hollywood. You know, always another mountain. breast. You're always going to have to make it move, you know, like this revolving door of women in Hollywood. That song, The Climb, is actually Miley singing about what it's like to be dating women in Hollywood.
Or a pubic mound.
Yes. Another thing to climb.
My body's a mountain.
Yes.
Multiple. My body's mountain range, really.
Yeah, honestly, peaks and valleys. Get up on here. So that, and not a lot of people know that Miley Cyrus and Shakira dated, but they did.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah.
But I believe 110%.
This next one I'm excited about. Jennifer Lopez is actually kind of involved in the conspiracy community. She knows where the entrance to Hollow Earth is.
Oh my God.
And it's always below a dance floor. And that's why Jennifer Lopez is always singing so passionately about the dance floor, because she wants to access Hollow Earth. Okay. You know, on the floor with Pitbull. If you go hard, you got to get on the floor. Dance the night away, live your life, and stay young on the floor. Because the fountain of youth is in Hollow Earth, you know? Tonight, we gonna be it on the floor. She's casting a spell through all of these songs that she's singing. Let's Get Loud, Poppy. These are all different pleas, you know? Move your body, dance. Turn the music up, let's do it. Come on, people, let's get loud. That's her saying we need to enter Hollow Earth with an army of people because there could be aliens awaiting us. This is all a huge spell that she's casting to try and get into Hollow Earth.
Wow. You, to be honest, with all of that power, I would think she'd want to cast a spell on fucking Ben Affleck.
Yeah, I know.
Keep him loyal.
Keep him loyal. Make him happy.
Can someone please give that man one antidepressant?
Ben Affleck,
Jesus.
Happy or not, in your opinion?
Miserable.
Oh, sorry, not happy. Happy or not. Sorry. Obviously he's not happy. Hot or not is what I meant to ask you.
Not because I've seen too many pictures of him screaming at his wife.
Yeah.
Like, it's the screaming at his wife and children for me that's like.
But you know what? There's like a small percentage of people who find Ben Affleck unbelievably hot. I have no idea why.
Why?
And with that, you've seen his back tattoo?
Oh Christ, no!
You haven't seen. Wait, let me show you Ben Affleck back tattoo right now. I can't believe you haven't seen this. This was like revealed on the beach. It's like this giant, colorful. By the way, look at this. This giant like phoenix.
Jesus! Oh my God!
And when I tell you, it covers his entire back from like shoulder to shoulder to the bottom. Probably goes down into his butt crack a little bit.
When did he get that? What are these photos from?
I think like 2018 it was revealed.
Oh God.
Yeah.
What an interesting choice. What a colorful choice.
Yeah.
What the fuck was he on when he got that?
I don't know. Maybe he got it down in Hollow Earth. So
maybe that's the sign. He's been initiated.
There's a reason though. Jennifer Lopez keeps singing about the dance floor. There's something under there. You know, that's why she does it.
Definitely.
Now, do you want to hear Selena Gomez conspiracy theory?
Yes, I do.
Selena Gomez, she suffers from ADHD, maybe.
I think she suffers from a lot of things.
Maybe, definitely. But ADHD, because not a lot of people know that her songs are manifestation spells.
Oh my gosh.
For lost items that she has lost and she's trying to get back. And you'll really start to notice this the more and more you listen to her discography. Lose You to Love Me, that was about her losing her keys. I needed to lose you to find me, you know? The song Back to You, that was her asking her AirPod Pro to come back to her after she lost them in her couch cushions. Feel Me, you know, the song I Want You to Feel Me. That was when she lost her favorite pair of pants and she was singing to them, don't you want to feel me? Don't you miss me? The heart wants what it wants. Quote, there's a million reasons why I should give you up, but the heart wants what it wants. That's when she lost a cookie.
No, not a cookie.
That is. A Year Without Rain. It's like I've been wandering the desert for 1,000 days. Don't know if it's a mirage, but I always see your face. That's when she lost her watch. So you might not realize this, but the more and more you listen to Selena Gomez songs, it's all about I'm missing something. I lost something. I need it to come back to me. It's because she's so forgetful.
That poor girl.
Yeah.
That she really needs to get some air tags.
Yeah, but the thing is, she can't find the item until she publishes it and it's out on the airwaves. Yeah.
I see. It's like a St. Anthony type of thing. Yeah. She puts it out there and then it
comes back to her. And that's why she's making all of these songs. Because people are like, Selena Gomez, like she can't even sing, like she's doing acting and makeup. Why even put out the songs? It's because she lost her iPhone and she needs to get it back.
Oh my God. Yeah. Believable.
It's pretty true.
Lily Reinhart, completely believable.
All right, this is the last one I have here. Charlie XCX.
Ooh, very excited for this one.
Charlie XCX Charlie X, like an ex-partner. C, like I see you through my eyes. X, like an ex-partner. XCX through Charlie. You might not know this, but she's part of the Illuminati. And her house is a place where exes can fuck each other and have their dalliances, you know? So that's why she's so big in the community. People think it's because she's co-writing with different songs. That's why she knows everyone. It's because Charlie X CX. And they meet up at her house and they bang in a room. And that gives her clout without people in the community. And that's why her star is rising so much, because exes need a place that the paparazzi don't have eyeballs at to go and have one last affair and bang.
It's like that song, Back to Back, B2B. Back to back to back to back
Yes.
to you. I don't want to fall right back to her. Da, da, da.
But they fall back
But they
to
fall
back.
back to back.
Because XCX at Charlie's house.
Wow. I would have, the XCX TBH reminds me of cross country.
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe she was on the cross country team, but that this is so much more believable.
She was for 10 years. X. So those are some of my conspiracy theories.
You simply must edit these snippets, like those male podcasts.
Oh, yeah. I have like the creepy
Wait.
music in the background.
What?
Yeah.
Did you know? Yeah.
By the way, seed oil.
Oh my
So what do you
God.
think? Which one of these do you think is the most Lily Reinhart to you?
Honestly, Shakira and Miley. I'm like, in my gut, I'm like, yeah.
That one,
For
as I was
sure.
writing it, I was like, this is the stretchiest of stretches. There's no, way
that's
that
the,
this would
that is,
happen.
I fully believe Miley Cyrus has fucked everybody. I
Yeah.
hope she has, is what I'll say.
Except her and Cara Delevingne, do you think that they're like two magnets that would repel each other because they both just have such like energy? You know?
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think they've ever gotten together. Oh, something that I could see happening: Madison Beer with a beer company or some sort of beer.
Yes.
Why hasn't that happened?
That
Because
just seems like good business.
no shade.
Right?
Remember how you said, I don't know if it was in this recording or one of the other ones we've done. You were like, "Oh, you're a girl's girl." I'm not, because of how much shit I talk about Madison Beer. And I like Madison Beer, but so many of the things she does, I'm like, oh, come on, are we like so for real right now?
No, that's okay.
So people were talking about how at her concerts, like, you know, she looks incredible and she sings incredibly too, but she's always like arched back singing kind of Ariana Grande with the left side of her face and like her jaw out and like semi humping the floor in a way where like you're doing it for like, you're doing it for guys to like, you know,
Yeah.
see these edits and stuff like that, because
Yeah.
she just looks so perfect all the time. Like she cannot stand not looking perfect. And I know people all the time are like, you're a hater. She's just pretty. No. If you're that unfathomably gorgeous, there's a reason there's only like one Madison Beer or Megan Fox in the world. And it's because
Yes.
it's calculated. Like I've seen beautiful women. I have them as friends. Every once in a while you take a photo and it doesn't look good. There's a
Yes.
reason why every single thing you see about Madison Beer looks picture perfect.
Because she's doing it.
Yes. And I think if she did some sort of beer company or, you know, collab or something like that, probably a lot of guys would buy it. Because
Totally.
I don't know.
Do you know what I actually wish would really come back?
Yeah.
And I think Madison Beer could be a good candidate for this. Do you remember those Carl's Jr. commercials where it was like Carmen Electra eating the burger on top of the race car?
Yes. Yeah.
Which is,
And
like,
like the cheese is dripping down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I probably not very feminist of me to say this. I would love for that kind of like big boob Pamela Anderson femininity to come back.
Yeah, well,
And-
I made this TikTok where I was worried about how horniness is coming back
You were worried? What's the concern?
because I just feel like I love Sabrina Carpenter so much. Like I would never knock her, but I'm about to knock her just gently,
Gently.
you know, a
gently.
gentle,
A
like a
ribbing,
little tap.
a gentle ribbing.
The way that like the Juno positions, and I feel bad for Sabrina Carpenter because I feel like she does these things as a gag, like the nonsense outros where it was like a little bit sexual, but then she has to do it and people put together these compilations. So the average person, you know, she really only does like one gag per concert, but the average person seeing a compilation of 19 of these things,
Yeah.
they're like, okay, we get it. You like to have sex, you know? So now with all of these Juno positions, and I feel like every snippet of her Christmas special that I've seen is her
Yes.
being like, by the way, come. And it's like,
Totally.
okay, like it's fun when you weave it in, but when it's like the whole basis of what you're doing, like it's getting a little bit overdone. And then there was that girl, Haley, like Batchelder, I think, who went on the latest Call Her Daddy episode. And she was like talking all these clips about how like her dad pays her credit card and she just loves getting double teamed and like she sucks dick because it calms her down. That was a literal quote and stuff like that. So I just feel like we did this Patreon episode all about libido for women and how stress and your libido are so closely connected. Like as a woman, if you are stressed out, you just aren't going to be in the mood for the most part. Maybe a few rare women will, but like for the most part, if you're stressed out and you're burned out, you're not thinking about sex. So it's not a coincidence that the people who are talking about sex is like Sabrina Carpenter, who like has a million assistants, or this girl on Call Her Daddy, who like her dad pays her credit card bills. Yeah, I would also be horny if like
If I don't have to worry about anything.
yes, if everything was taken care of, you know.
I would love to not have to worry about an email.
Yeah. And like
be
Sabrina
great.
Carpenter, you know, she works hard, but still.
Yeah.
So I feel like the way that horniness is coming from Call Her Daddy or Sabrina Carpenter, it's being marketed to women, which of course it is. Like you don't need to market horniness to men. They have that
They are
built
horny.
in. Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's being marketed to women, and in this place where everyone's saying that like Gen Z and the younger generation, oh, they're sexless, they're not hooking up as much. It's for a reason. It's because we're all stressed out and anxious and money is tight and the world seems like it's on fire, and you know, maybe it is because of Taylor Swift, you know, like all of this stuff. And that's why people aren't having as much sex. So then for Call Her Daddy or Sabrina Carpenter to be like, oh my God, this position and that one, and try getting double teams, to say that at this like inflection in time where we are, instead of it being freeing and it's like, yeah, let's do it, rub my clit, it seems more like another to-do list on the items of women. So now you have to have a job and good handwriting and organize your pantry and know your color season. And with Ozempic on the rise, you also need to be skinny, and then you also need to be pretty, and also you need to be horny and begging for it all the time. So make sure that you're the whole package. You also need to be horny all the time. And it's like, once again, because there's like a male loneliness epidemic, like it's not on men to make us horny. We need to be naturally like always like Juno positions, trying this, always doing that. And it's like, I'm tired, you know?
I think what you said too that's so interesting is it's a gag. Like when she like it does feel very like, and I think that there's a cuteness to this, which is alluring and fun and like enjoyable to engage with, which is why I watch the fucking short and sweet tour clips on TikTok. Like it's my literal job. But it's also this idea that female sexuality is like cutesy and fun, but we don't need to take it very seriously.
Yeah, which is hard because you don't want to swing onto the abstinence track where it's like, oh my God, sex is everything. But sex is also not nothing, all the way down to the point where even if you do have sex, there needs to be at least an onus of responsibility where like you're peeing afterwards so you don't get a UTI. Like sex is something that you do have to think about and have responsibility around. As a woman, you just do. And it sucks. Like it sucks that men don't have to think about all these things and they get to, you know, fall asleep right after. Like it's just not fair, but it is the, you know.
Exactly. No, it's just the world that we live in.
Yeah.
But no, I totally agree. That's very interesting.
So we'll see. But Sabrina Carpenter, I'm like, I think she just needs to cool it a little bit on the sex shtick for a little bit.
It's becoming a bit much. I have seen the clips from the Nonsense Christmas special, and it's like, ooh, a massager, just what I want. It's like, okay, we got it, Sabrina.
Yeah, like honestly, like it's just everything I see with her at this point. And I know that she's smart because she's so funny. So I think there's way more to her than just this. And you know, it's that inflection point where it's like, do you become a Margot Robbie or Sydney Sweeney? It's such a delicate balance. And I think even with the original Call Her Daddy podcast, when the episodes were out, Alex Cooper was always like, yeah, here's the tips to suck dick, blah, blah. But then Sophia was always there to be like, and by the way, girls, here's the best way to have an orgasm. And it was Sabrina doing all of these positions and, you know, the girl on Call Her Daddy being like, here's how you do it. It's very male centric focus. Like one of Sabrina's positions was like, you know, the microphone to her mouth. And it's like, you know, I get it. It's funny. That's a gag. But the great part about women talking about sexuality and stuff is because then you get to learn how do you bridge that orgasm gap? How do you do this? Like you want to talk about sex to women in a woman forward sense, not in a male forward sense. So who knows? I mean, I'm reading too much into this, but it's just, all I can say is when Sabrina Carpenter's doing that stuff and like I see a guy watching it, it does make me feel a little bit of pressure of like, oh my God, should I be like more horny all the time and like do new positions? And it just has this, I don't know, this like feeling of like, am I not keeping up with the Joneses? Followed up by, well, I can't because it's already, you know, eggs are so expensive and I'm trying to look good. And I'm also trying to know my fucking color season. Like it's too much.
The color season is too much. Fuck my color season. Like I can't handle the color season.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what I mean about it. Like it's not taken seriously. It's like, it's fun. It's for the male. You're doing the blowjob thing with the mic, but there isn't any discussion about like how do you make a woman orgasm? There's so many different kinds of
Yeah.
orgasms for a woman.
Yes.
All of these things.
You know what I love? If Sabrina came out and she went, have you ever tried this one? And it was just a montage of a man cleaning up a house for an hour before a woman comes home. And it's like, that's the position I like. That's what gets me excited.
You know what she should do? She should do a collab with like a very female-centric sex toy company. Like a good one.
I feel like even that would be too
much
much
sexy
for her, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like maybe if I was Sabrina, I would go on a podcast that talks about love and sex, but I would talk a little bit more about like the pre-work, like how if you want a woman to be turned on, you
Yes.
should be flirting with her all throughout the day, not
Yeah.
just groping her when she gets into
Yeah.
bed, you know? Like all of that mental, I don't know, something like that, like the book Come As You Are or something, like a
Yes.
like a psychology aspect of it.
And I think that she could do it. Like she's very smart.
She's so smart. She's so funny. You know, I'm only saying this because I love her.
We love you, Sabrina. We love you, Lily Reinhardt.
Yeah.
Sorry,
So,
what?
we can't stop talking about
Sorry,
her.
what?
Okay, should we go into some of these conspiracies that you drew up?
Yes. We
Oh, God, this is good.
should and shall.
You have 1, 2, 3 ones here.
I think I've got 3 ones. I have one on my head as well.
the best type of one.
My first.
Okay.
You know Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Know her, love her.
I don't even think this is a conspiracy theory.
Oh.
Allegedly, supposedly for entertainment purposes only. She has a hiberno fetish. Meaning,
Hiberno.
she only fucks Irish men.
Oh, there's a name for that. A
Well-
hiberno fetish.
I've made a name for it.
Oh, okay. I like it.
I'm not entirely sure it is a name, but Hibernia is like what Ireland was characterized as like a character, and Britannia was Britain and was England.
Wow. Okay. So who has she been with? Isn't she married
my
or
God.
something?
Yes.
Yeah.
So she's not married right now, but she is in a long-term relationship with Martin McDonagh, who is very technically British, but culturally very Irish.
Okay.
Both of his parents are from Ireland. He did the movie The Banshees of Inisherin, In Bruges. He worked with Colin Farrell a lot, Brendan Gleeson. He was a playwright before a filmmaker, and all 6 of his plays were set in Ireland.
Wow.
So he is like, yes, he was born in England and raised in England, but I think culturally, mentally, he's very, very Irish.
Yeah.
Before Martin McDonagh, she was in a long-term relationship with an Irish documentarian named Connor Woodman. They were married for 3 years.
Wow.
I don't know who this man is.
Oh my God. I had no idea that she had this lore. Okay.
Now, you might remember a certain television program called Fleabag.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Season 2, the love interest is an Irish priest played by an Irish man, an Irish gay man named Andrew Scott.
Yes.
Finally,
Uh-huh.
she had another show called Crashing. It was about like 6 friends who lived in this like apartment together, and her role is she was best friends with this guy Anthony, but she was secretly in love with him, and she was just coming back from traveling, but he was engaged, and so there's this kind of like push pull with him and the girlfriend and her. Anthony was also played by an Irish man, and his character was Irish. And I just think it's interesting that this woman only dates Irish men.
Yeah.
I think she's got a hiberno fetish. And I'm hesitant to say it's related to a colonial mindset.
She also sits on all their faces. She's always on top.
She is always on top. I wouldn't be surprised if that bedroom has like Union Jacks all over it, and she's got like a little crop with like, and a little top hat and monocle.
Well, I also know, I'm trying to see if there's because she wrote, I think, season 1 of Killing Eve.
Ooh, if there's an Irishman in Killing Eve, I feel like there might be.
Maybe. I know Jodie Comer is, she's from like Liverpool maybe or something. So she's English, but
Did Sandra Oh, was she married in that show?
she was to a man with a mustache.
Was this mustached man Irish?
He for the sake of this
I'm gonna say
episode, the
for the sake of this
misinformation
episode, he for sure
He
was.
was. Now, you're married to an Irishman.
It's true.
So what about it is so alluring? Maybe we can find some sort of Barry Keoghan reference here.
I think Irishmen, this is my own experience, and I don't think it can be, I think Barry Keoghan is maybe the exception that proves the rule. I think they're just very nice.
That's why Barry is the exception.
She said, please 3 times, Barry.
Yeah.
She said, please 3 times.
Yeah, I think Barry's very some mischievous little imp. You know what I mean?
I think so too. But I think that they have a good sense of humor. I think that she has a sense of humor that's probably very aligned with an Irish sense of humor.
Yeah.
But also she's extremely posh. And I feel like there's some power dynamics maybe happening there. I don't know. That's how I feel.
When you were over in Ireland, do you hear any rumors about Barry? Because I heard that he was a little bit naughty.
He's a rough lad.
Yeah.
I've heard he's quite a rough lad.
Yeah, I heard he would get like kicked out of places and be just like there's a word I'm thinking of that starts with D.
Degenerate.
Maybe it's degenerate. That he would just like be causing mischief, you know.
Definitely. I feel like he's from kind of like I don't want to say a seedy area. He's from a very rough area.
He grew up very poor, right? And I think his dad died, and I think maybe his mom did too. Like him and his brother were in foster care growing up.
Exactly. Like his accent, it's from a rough part of the town. I have stories about him going out to clubs, copper face jacks, getting kicked out. And then he's got a baby with the missus.
I heard that him and the girl though were very on again, off again. Like it was not a good
really?
relationship. It wasn't an Ethan Slater and his ex type of situation.
I see. It wasn't a long-term type of thing, a committed type of thing.
Yeah, or it was the type of thing where like they were together, but all of their friends were like, "You guys need to break up because it's like toxic."
Yeah, he seems fucking toxic. To be honest, I wouldn't date him. I would date Paul Mescal.
Okay, can I say something? Whatever. Like if anyone made it this far through the episode, we've already been so fucking unhinged. When she was like, manifest that you're oversized, I just don't think that Barry is.
No, I don't think he is either.
Like no shade, but like Irish guys aren't like known for having like the biggest wangs. And
I mean, I say no, like not in reference to any Irishmen I may or may not be married to.
Like it's a generalization.
Exactly.
Right? Like it's a generalization. But and he's also pretty short, you know?
Yeah, he's
Which
tiny.
Once again, that's a generalization. Like honestly, like dicks come in all sizes and all different types of people. But
maybe that's why she was manifesting it though.
Because she needed
like it wasn't like a you are oversized and I like it. It was like, please, for the love of God,
please.
Please.
But then how embarrassing if like you gassed him up. I mean, I think honestly a lot of it was PR. I think they were just kind of hooking up.
Same.
Mutual agreement. They were like, this is casual. Let's help each other out.
Every single time she has had a big thing. Number 1 was her album. They broke up the night before, and now fucking the nonsense Christmas, and now it reeks of PR to me.
Like I think that they had sex, but I think that it also was like very not serious. But if he did do her wrong in any capacity, that would be so unfair because like the way she hyped him up in bed chem, or maybe it's a little bit of Ariana Grande saying that Pete Davidson has a huge wang. And then he came out and was like, that was so mean to do because now every girl is going to be disappointed because it is just average sized, but she made it seem like I am really packing. So now the next time anyone has sex with Barry, they're going to expect bed chem romance and like watch him be like a Minuteman or something.
If he did cheat on her with that influencer, then that's what he fucking gets.
Yeah.
I hope that's his humiliation ritual.
We'll see. I think
time.
for Barry, like he either does a great next movie and is certifiably a celebrity, or it fails and he falls off.
I said this exact same thing to Morris, no lie. Like 2 days ago, I was like, I actually feel like this could ruin his career.
Yeah.
Like I think that it was an excellent PR relationship. I think it did a lot for both of them. And I think that if his image is just kind of like a scuzzy guy who will like get his dick wet in the next thing when she's like blowing up so big, I think could actually super hurt his career.
But if he gets an Oscar, then it's like,
then he's grand. Then he's fine.
Yeah.
I also think he could swing back around. Like Colin Farrell had a very like bad boy era for a long time.
I'm excited to see it. All right, what's your next theory here?
My next theory, again, it's not so much as a conspiracy theory as a vibes-based evidence that I feel in my heart. Mentioned briefly before, Tom Hanks is a fucking pick-me boy. Tom Hanks is not a nice guy.
Tom Hanks sucks so much. I hate Tom Hanks. If you haven't listened to our Tom Hanks Patreon episode, I hate Tom Hanks so much. I get the worst vibes about him.
Yep.
Worst vibes.
Yeah, same. And I was like looking into him a little bit for this. And I read that there's a description that he has made of himself that sounds so fucking insufferable as a teenager.
Yeah.
It reads, As a teen, quote, I was a geek, a spaz. I was horribly, painfully, terribly shy. Ugh, shut the fuck up. At the same time, I was the guy who'd yell out funny captions during film strips. But I didn't get into trouble. I was always a real good kid and pretty responsible. Okay, so you were shy and no one wanted to talk to you. You're also so funny. You also didn't get into trouble. Like, shut the fuck up, Tom Hanks.
He's giving Sprouse twin. He could be the third. He could be a Sprouse triplet. Maybe he's their father.
That's my conspiracy theory. He's their father.
Yeah, it's the male energy of when Megan Fox is like, oh my God, I was like such a loser in high school. Or when Kendall Jenner is like, me and my friends are like such nerds. We like paint and we drink. And it's like, oh yeah, such a dork. Get back to me when you've bought a cape for Dungeons and Dragons night. Like, please, like, what are you doing? Like this pick me energy that all celebrities have of, I want to be relatable, but I can't even fake being a loser for more than a sentence before my egomaniacal celebrity self takes over. And I have to assert that I'm better than you or clever or funny or talented or superior in some way. So they try to be relatable by being like, I was kind of a loser, but when I wasn't being a loser, I was the funniest kid and everybody loved me. But I was so shy and lonely, but like in a mysterious hot way.
And I never got into trouble. Like, no, fuck that.
Yeah. I hate Tom Hanks.
I hate Tom Hanks. He is very churchy. He was raised Catholic and Mormon, which is like that's a tough combo. He was married to his first wife, Samantha, with whom he had son Colin Hanks. And everyone's always like, Tom and Rita, love. It's such true love.
Well, second marriage.
And he got divorced from Samantha Lewis in 1987. He married Rita Wilson in 1988.
Yeah, he's admitted to cheating on his first wife.
He's a piece of shit.
I don't understand how that flies under the radar. Everyone thinks he's this neighborhood dad. He admitted that he cheated on his first wife. She was really upset by it. He really fucked her up. And then, are we going to talk about Chet at all?
Well, of course we're going to talk about Chet. That's all. That's all that needs to be said.
Not only is Chet, his son, so insane, it's giving Hunter Biden, but also, what's also crazy is he sent Chet away to one of those like Paris Hilton camps. Oof. And I think it was for like 120 days he was away from his family. And like Chet told this whole like 30-minute story long over on his YouTube page.
Oh my God.
The things that they did was super harrowing. And because he was Tom Hanks' son, they would keep him there longer than necessary because each week or day that you keep the kid there, the parent has to pay more. And it was the type of situation where like Chet was abducted in the middle of the night and taken to this place in Utah. And that was just how Tom Hanks dealt with his son.
Fuck Tom Hanks.
Isn't that crazy?
That's insane. I hadn't heard that about Chet Hanks. That's really
it's
awful.
Just the way that he, like every role he plays is such a good guy. And like the vaccine comes out and he's like, I'm going to be the one to take it. Like he's always there front and center to tell you how good of a guy he is.
He's so moralistic.
Yeah.
He does everything right. And it's the roles he picks.
Yeah.
Mr. Rogers, A Man Called Otto, Forrest
Captain
Gump,
Sully, Woody
Captain
in Toy Story,
like
fucking Polar Express. Yeah.
Choose one fucking like badass asshole role and mean it. Like even when he's the bad guy, it's like he's well-meaning, but fuck him.
And I hate how close he is to Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel, we have a Patreon episode called I Hate Jimmy Kimmel. That's the title of it. There's so many horrible things about Jimmy Kimmel and the way that those two are so close. Like there's something so like swarmy and like they honestly give the like, I need to tone it down a little bit, but I honestly just get such rancid vibes from the two of them. Yeah. And it's the vibe of someone who rules for thee, not for me. Like, you know that they do nasty shit behind closed doors, but then they would make fun of other people who do that and pretend like they're so great when they, both of them have a really nasty history and they try to pretend like they don't. Jimmy Kimmel with the Man Show and all of this stuff. Like, I hate Tom Hanks, hate Jimmy Kimmel. They could be cousins to me. They're so similar.
For me, it gives like Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Like it's a very similar, the ego.
Yeah,
like
the facade.
I'm such a nice person.
Look how perfect we are. Oh, let me crack that facade. Yeah.
A much more enjoyable, and my third and final conspiracy theory is on James Cameron.
Love it.
And my theory is that James Cameron is a government contractor who utilizes the guise of the entertainment industry to conduct deep sea research into undersea UAPs.
I'm so ready for this.
So,
yes, let's go.
I was about to call him James Cromwell. James Cameron.
James Corden.
James Corden of Garfield. Was he Garfield?
Oh my God. I think he was, because someone made a joke about him being a fat pussy.
It's a great joke.
Yeah.
James Cameron has always had an interest in the undersea world. And in fact, there's this quote that I thought was very interesting. He says, "I made Titanic because I wanted to dive to the shipwreck, not because I particularly wanted to make the movie." So he didn't even give a fuck about the Titanic. He just wanted to go there. And in the course of making the Titanic and post making Titanic, he has been down to that goddamn ship 33 times. He can't stay away from that thing.
Yeah. It's unbelievable how often he is down there. Do you remember when he tweeted from the ocean floor?
Yeah, he's gone Challenger deep. He's like one of like 5 people who's gone to the Challenger depth, like the deepest possible part of the ocean, Marianas Trench.
Which, by the way, he doesn't have to do all that. He just has to hit the dance floor, and then that will take him through via portal to Hollow Earth, and then he can get to the ocean from there.
He should really get hooked up with J-Lo.
Yeah.
This is something is amiss here. The Illuminati isn't working hard enough.
No.
But what I think is very interesting is that in 2023, he was one of the first people to know what had happened with that Ocean Gate submersible.
Yeah, he was like all in that when it was going on.
Because he has said a lot about it. He's very much so part of the like undersea exploration community.
Yeah.
And like he just goes,
No, I remember him being on the news. They were like, James
Yeah.
Cameron, what insight can you give us about the submersible, considering that you've been down to the bottom of the ocean 33 times?
Yes.
And he was like, sure enough. Like,
exactly.
yeah.
So he said, or there's this article from NPR that is talking about how he knew what had happened, the implosion, before the general public. And it says, quote, "Later that day, Cameron got more information, quote, that was probably of military origin, although it could have been research." So my theory is he has been using the guise of Hollywood to fund his government work doing research into underwater UAPs. Since now that we know that aliens come from the sea, and may I remind you of 2 little films that Mr. James Cameron has made. Avatar 1, which was about aliens, and Avatar 2, The Ways of Water, which was about water aliens.
Slay. First of all, one of my many red flags is that like I love the Avatar. I saw Avatar 1 in theaters 3 times.
Holy shit.
And I think I saw Avatar 2 twice. I just love the idea of Pandora.
Yeah,
and
it's
like
nice.
that beautiful, like I would go outside way more if it looked like that, like I just think it was such a beautiful world they created. And like, the story is like tale as old as time, Pocahontas, colonization, like, Game of Thrones, like they do it in everything.
Yeah.
But that world of Pandora, I just thought the effects were like so incredible. I thought it was really cool.
I have a friend, this is like completely an aside. We went and saw Avatar 2 together. She's a conservationist. She like works for the UN and wildlife conservation. And we left and she was like, "Wasn't that amazing?" And I was like, "Yeah, it was pretty good." She goes, "I just love to see the animals." I was like, those
CGI.
those were not of our earth.
But they were so like, I get what she means. And here's, by the way, as someone who's chronically dehydrated, here's a test for everyone listening right now. If the idea of watching Avatar 2 Way of the Water sounds like a good idea for you right now, you're dehydrated. Take a sip of water. Yeah. Anytime I'm in the mood to like go swimming or go to a pool, like on TikTok, I'm like, damn, I should like try to find a pool in the area. I'm just dehydrated.
You need some electrolytes and some water.
The water is so tantalizing. But you know what? Like, I agree with your conspiracy theory, because when the submersible or whatever, they found out that it had crashed and exploded or imploded or whatever, because that was how we found out that the US government, and I'm sure other countries' governments as well, they have like radar and sonar detection all throughout the oceans. So they were able to tell before it even made its way to, the common folk via news that this big implosion had happened in that area, because they picked it up through sonar or whatever.
Yeah, it was like a few days early that they knew that it was gone.
So apparently that's what we do to see if like submarines or like, different rocket tests are going on all over the world. We have shit all throughout the oceans. So they probably told James Cameron because they're butt buddies with him. And that was how he knew. And I mean, you think about it, Michael Bay gets paid by the government, a lot of these action movies to like do propaganda. We did a whole Patreon episode on that too. And put our military in a good light, and all different countries. China does this a lot. Even India has a branch where they do it. So I believe that maybe we could do that, and I'm sure he's working with the government.
I'm sure he is too. And I'm sure he's working with the aliens.
Just the fact that he's been down there 33 times.
I know. Again, a place I would never go.
Never.
The water or space. You couldn't pay me to go to either of those two places.
But he's probably just there bricked up at the bottom of the
Exactly.
ocean. And he has the gall to say that he's tweeted from the bottom of the ocean.
I know.
It's like, how is it that, you know, when I'm in an aircraft on ground, but they shut the plane, like my service goes wonky, but you were able to tweet from the bottom of the ocean?
How is it that the McDonald's ice cream machines don't work half the time, but he can tweet from the bottom of the motherfucking ocean?
I know.
No, that's, again, it just proves my point. He is working with advanced technologies. But maybe it's not that we don't have those technologies, but that they exist with other extraterrestrial species.
Done.
Lily
Reinhart. I believe it. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I think we learned a lot of like really good, valid information.
Good information in this podcast.
Nothing dangerous, all facts.
All facts.
So then next time, you know, you listen to Selena Gomez and you understand that she's singing about how she lost her sock, or maybe you see Madison Beer and Paul Mescal follow each other on Instagram, or perhaps you're Irish and Phoebe Waller-Bridges slides into your Instagram because she wants to cheat on her husband with you. You'll know what's going on. And I think we shared a lot of good, profound information.
Yeah, me too. I hope people can really take this home.
Yeah. Please go check out our episode over on Zoe's podcast, Broken Spine Social Club. And for everyone else, we will see you next week for another episode of Fluently Forward. Bye, guys.